distinguished achievements in intercollegiate competition, in addition to their personal and professional accomplishments. Our first inductee tonight is Kara Berg-Karamusa. Kara was a 3-year starter for the D'Youville softball team, earning multiple accolades throughout her career. Berg is a 2-time NSCAA All-American, becoming the first athlete in D'Youville history to earn All-America honors in 1996-97. She was named the 1998-99 D'Youville College Athletic Department Female Athlete of the Year. Post-D'Youville, Kara now serves as an assistant professor and the director of clinical education for Youngstown State University's Doctors of Physical Therapy program, and serves as graduate faculty for the PhD in Health Sciences program, both within the Department of Graduate Studies in Health and Rehabilitation Sciences. She is an American Board of Physical Therapy Specialties Board Certified Geriatric Clinical Specialist. At this time, please turn your attention to the screen for Kara's induction video.
Dr. Kara Berg-Karamusa. Currently, I'm the Director of Clinical Education and an Assistant Professor at Youngstown State University in the Department of Graduate Studies in Health and Rehabilitation Sciences in the Doctor of Physical Therapy program. I was a part of the softball team at D'Youville, and I served as the catcher of the team for the most part outside of wherever else we needed to be at, just because we were kind of the startup team and we put the pieces together as we needed to, and the coaches put us wherever we had to go to in terms of making a collective team and being strong out on the field. You know, I was part of the startup team at D'Youville as far as softball is concerned. When I first got there, they didn't have a softball team. It afforded a lot of us the opportunity to play a game that we loved, but kind of thought was over as we started our academic careers at D'Youville. Some of the most profound and impactful moments of my non-academic collegiate career had to be the conversations and shared life experiences of Coach Troy Tucker's office. And Troy's being recognized this Hall of Fame round 2, which is awesome that we were able to be in that space together. But Coach Tucker's office was like the hub and safe space for all the student athletes, irrelevant of the sport that you played. My most vivid memories there included a plethora of hard belly laughs and meaningful moments to many tough conversations, even some tear shedding a little bit. The folks in the small corner office there at the College Center turned out to be our family and our tribe, our D'Youville tribe, and that included Tony Spina and Barb Hart and Emily Weisner, to all the student athletes that I crossed paths with throughout throughout my time there at D'Youville. It was tremendous. So for this, I will forever be grateful that I have been afforded the opportunity to share this Hall of Fame moment with Coach Tucker. Advice for student athletes coming in. I would suggest that they embrace all that the journey and the process has to afford to them. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. I encourage each of them to develop and learn effective strategies to successfully navigate life's challenges and to empower themselves to carry these skills forward in their life journeys. The other thing too is to never be alone. Never do this life alone. As an athlete, they have been afforded the opportunity to have a team to lean on. And this is so powerful on so many different levels. Life is such an amazing adventure. And I believe that we all need our tribe to celebrate the good stuff. And then also to lean on through the challenging stuff no matter where we are in our lives. So very humbled to be recognized and chosen as a D'Youville Hall of Famer. It's an honor for me to accept this on behalf of the team I was so grateful to be a part of during my time at D'Youville. And I share and celebrate this with all of my teammates. This award puts a smile on my heart and happiness in my soul as it took me back to so many good times and fun memories at D'Youville. I wanted to express my thanks to the D'Youville Athletics Department and all those that have worked so diligently and intentionally to establish the Hall of Fame and for making this all come to fruition, so thank you. As far as anyone at D'Youville that I think was pivotal in my success, or others in my life that I'd like to mention here, I would really like to recognize and thank my D'Youville coaches, Troy Tucker, David Stark, and Guy Haskins. Rob Brody and Tony Spina would kind of also fall into alignment with the coaching staff informally here as well. They were all pivotal to the program and team on so many different levels, from coaching on the field and coaching the game of softball to serving as mentors in life. I also want to recognize a couple of players, Stephanie Simmons-Page, Rhonda Waters-Tucker, and Jennifer Ingham Harloff, as they were kind of the initial mama bears of the team of the inaugural team and upperclassmen that we really leaned on to get this up and rolling. They were and are all lovely humans, and I'm happy to have had them in my life and as part of my story at DUville. I would of course like to extend sincere gratitude and appreciation to all of my teammates that I've gotten to play with. I'm blessed that DUville softball brought us together during our collegiate journey, and I'm so happy that I continue to stay in touch with many of them through the conveniences of social media. I would really like to take this opportunity to thank my parents, John and Teresa Berg, and my grandparents, Christine and Ann Marone. They've always been and continue to be pivotal in everything that I do in my life. I can never thank them enough for all that they've done and all that they are for me. I also need to thank my two sisters, Kimberly and Christina, whom I could not do this life without. They are my best friends. Thank you to my husband, Piero, for celebrating this recognition with me. And then lastly, my boys, Salvatore and Marco. They are my everything, they're my reason, and I hope that I will always make them proud. I want them to understand the priceless values of hard work and dedication, accountability and passion in all that they do in life. And I encourage them to never settle on what is, but to always think of what could be. So thank you to everyone.
At this time, please help me welcome Kara to the stage. Congratulations again, Kara. Our next inductee was a 4-year member of the women's soccer team, Amy Dazamba Hahn. Amy was a 4-year player and 2-year captain of the DUville women's soccer team. Hahn had a decorated career in the red and black, including a 4-time Most Valuable Player nod. Hahn finished her career as the program's leader in career goals with 37, a mark that stood until the 2012 season. She received Northeast Athletic Conference and NEAC All-Conference honors during her career, in addition to being named a NEAC Scholar Athlete in 2005, 2006, and 2007. After the 2006 season, Hahn was named New York All-Region Second Team before being honored as the DUville Athletic Co-Female Player of the Year in 2007. Hahn finished that 2007 season leading with 2.46 points per game and 1.08 goals per game. Those marks also ranked her 13th and 18th respectively in Division III women's soccer. Hahn was named to the Lambda Sigma National Honor Society and was named Psychology Student of the Year in 2008. She went on to earn her master's degree in mental health counseling from Niagara University. She worked in a children's and family outpatient clinic before returning to DUville in 2019, where she served as a mental health counselor.
I'm Amber Passo. I was a PT student at DUville College and I graduated in 2009. I nominated Amy because she just really exemplifies what an athlete is and a student athlete. She was just as good on the field as she was in the classroom, and she really just gave every ounce of herself to soccer and to the program. And I just felt strongly that she was a good candidate for this honor. So Amy was a leader and a captain of the women's soccer program throughout her career at DUville. She was definitely like the person who kept the program going.
I can specifically remember the time when we went to see Amy play as a high school student, and she just kind of commanded this presence. She was a leader on the field in high school, and we knew that if she came to DUville, that the culture of the program would start to shift, and that's exactly what happened. She brought attention to our program when we really had none, and it created an atmosphere where other players wanted to come to Duville. So she was really the foundation block that started building up the soccer program at Duville.
Part of Amy's influence on the soccer program was she just never gave up. We could be losing pretty good. It could be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, and Amy was still out there trying her hardest. She was playing hard. She was still going after the ball every time. She was encouraging her teammates. She was helping coach her teammates throughout the game, where to go, where they should be. She was just someone that never gave up.
The star of the team, she had a shot that would knock your face off. Literally, she actually did break someone's jaw in her time. She just really was a true leader and captain.
We got out there every game and we had fun, and a lot of that was because of her, because she always had a positive attitude no matter what the score was. So I think that says a lot about our program, Amy, and that we kept getting out there. We kept trying really hard no matter what the score was. Sometimes we didn't have any subs at all. It was just the 11 of us out there. So that can be really hard to kind of keep the positive attitude, and she was always out there. I can still hear her voice encouraging everyone to keep going, keep pushing. So it's not so much a specific memory with her on the field, but just her overall presence. I will never forget that.
So when I wasn't recruited to play soccer, I was not really the strongest soccer player. I was recruited for softball. The softball coach was also the assistant soccer coach, so she recruited me, got me in. I had a little bit of experience with soccer, but not that much, so I played in net. Amy and I quickly became best friends, and we went out one day to practice, and I put my goalie gloves on, and she shot the ball, and we just heard this loud crack noise, and I just kept saying, I don't know what's happening, it doesn't hurt, I have no idea what is happening. And she had to teach me that you actually have like plastic inserts in goalie gloves when you get at higher levels, and she broke all of the plastic inserts in my goalie gloves the very first time we ever played together, and that is just how hard that little tiny thing could shoot a ball. She just loved Duville and ended up circling back as she got older after going for a mental health degree.
She chose to come back. She chose to work for Duville and to help athletes throughout their time and other students, but really liked helping the athletes and working with them and trying to make a difference.
She also was instrumental in getting the wellness program going at Duville, and she cared and always spoke so much of her time there and how much she loved working there and was glad to be back.
I think the biggest thing that I want to share is that she was a really great teammate, and an even better friend. She was always thinking about other people, and that showed on the field, off the field, as a professional at Duville. When I was in school, I was going to be a teacher, and her mom was a sped teacher in one of the neighboring districts, and she was always offering up, how can I help? I spent a lot of time with her mom in her classroom to just learn. She was always looking to help other people. And for me, it's a lot bigger than soccer. I know that we're here to honor her and what she did on the field, but she was a lot more than that, a lot bigger than that. And I think that the people that she was with are better for being around her. Duville as a sports community is better. And also just students on campus are better for her being around.
Please help me welcome the representative for the Zambahan family, Amber Kassow, to the stage. inductee was a member of the Deauville women's volleyball program from 2009 to 2012, Luciana Payne. Payne earned several accolades as a women's volleyball player during her time at Deauville, starting with receiving team MVP honors and serving as a two-time captain. She was named to the Allegheny Mountain College Conference All-Conference Second Team in 2012 and Third Team in 2011, while also being named to the AJBC All-Academic Team in all 4 seasons. Payne finished her playing career with 963 kills, averaging 2.61 kills per set. She was top 10 in kills in the AJBC in 2010, 11, and 12, and led her team in kills all 3 years. Payne also led the team in blocks from 2009 through 2012. Additionally, she was named Deauville Women's Tennis Most Improved Player in 2013. Luciana earned her doctorate of chiropractics and currently practices in Florida. Please turn your attention to the video screen.
I am Dr. Luciana Payne. I graduated in 2013 with a biology degree from Deauville and then 2016 with my doctorate in chiropractic. I'm currently practicing in Florida as a chiropractor, so my name is Dr. Payne as a chiropractor. So my favorite moments just as a player were definitely just the bus rides and team bonding with my teammates, honestly. That's what I remember the most. But I think my favorite actual game moment was, there was a game my senior year. We were playing Alfred at home, so in the College Center gym, and it was pretty close. It ended up going to 5 sets, but in the 4th set, I actually landed on someone's foot and I ended up spraining my ankle. So I went to the side and I had Rob, the athletic trainer at the time, he taped up my ankle on the sideline while the game was actually going on still. And then my teammate Emily, she came over, she tied my shoes really, really tight. She tied my ankle bracelet really tight so I could go back into the game. And then we ended up winning in 5 sets. It was really close, and that ended up being my career high in kills. I had 27 kills that game, and that's probably the game that I remember the most because I was watching, waiting to go back in, and it was awesome. That game was awesome. So my athletic career definitely influenced my life. It just gave me a lot of confidence in general playing volleyball, I would say. And it's definitely helped me to just know that I have to work hard for things. And it also helped me to become a leader as well. So, I mean, even to this day, especially moving out of Buffalo, volleyball is a way for me to connect with people and meet new people. So it's really meant a lot to my life in general, even after playing in school. My advice for the student athletes coming in is definitely just take it all in. I mean, those teammates they're going to become your best friends for life, honestly. I mean, I still have so many of my teammates that I'm super close with. I lived with some of them after playing. I mean, those 4 years go by and then you're out in the real world. So definitely trust in your teammates and just enjoy every moment, honestly. So I do want to thank my sister Silvana and then Emily and Christina for nominating me for this award. It's truly an honor, and it's really special that they thought of me in that way to honor me with this award. I could never thank my teammates, honestly, enough for all the love and support that they had for me and that we had for each other as far as on my time at Deauville. It's given me the opportunity to just look back on all the things I loved about playing in college and all those awesome memories that I have, and now I'll have that at Deauville too to be able to go back on, which is really awesome. I do want to thank my parents for always letting me go to all the volleyball camps and then having to pick me up, even though I was always the last one to get picked up. I do thank them for driving me all over the place. My mom for driving me to all those club tournaments all those years, all over New York, Pennsylvania, I mean, wherever we had to go. And my sister, Silvana, she likes to remind me that there was 4 years that all I ever talked about was volleyball. So I do want to thank her for at least always listening to me for that. And then thank you to my teammate Emily for just wrapping up my shoes and ankles so tight and always wrapping me in all those ice bags, which really added up by senior year. And to her parents as well, the McDonald's, they came to all of our away games and they were basically my second parents. And thank you for all of the delicious treats that you brought us. But also just Thank you to all my friends and family, and all the fans that were always there cheering us on, whether it was a home game, away game. I mean, that's another wonderful memory that I have of just seeing all those fans in the stands cheering for us.
Please help me congratulate and welcome Luciana to the stage. Congratulations again, Luciana. Our final inductee tonight served as the Deauville Director of Athletics from 1996 to 2000, Troy Tucker. Tucker helped guide Deauville to NCAA Division III membership and grew the athletic department from 3 varsity sports to 9 during his tenure. He helped initiate baseball, softball, men's and women's cross country, and men's soccer programs, while elevating the men's volleyball program from a club level to varsity status. Tucker was named the National Small College Athletic Director of the Year in 1997-98. He was also the founder and commissioner of the Independent Small College Athletic Association. During his tenure, he served the athletics department in multiple capacities, including as head coach of the men's and women's basketball programs and softball team. In 1999, Tucker saw the men's volleyball team advance to the NCAA Division III National Championship match in Iowa. After his departure from Deauville, Tucker went on to serve as the Associate Director of Athletics at the University of Maryland, where the Terrapins captured 4 NCAA Division I titles. Since leaving Maryland, Tucker has been the Director of Athletics at Northampton Community College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, while also serving as the Executive Director of NJCAA Region 19.
Troy Tucker, Director of Athletics at Northampton Community College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. So during my tenure at Deauville, I served as the Director of Athletics from 1996 through 1999. Also had the privilege to be the men's basketball coach for 3 years, softball coach for 2 years, and half a season as the women's basketball coach. You know, there was so many impactful moments in time because we really were starting from scratch. You know, when I arrived there in July of 96, there was 3 varsity sports. Deauville was playing basically Canadian schools and some JV teams, and, you know, we were able to add a number of sports over 3 years. But, you know, I think when we gained the NCAA provisional status, you know, to really go from a school that was not affiliated with anything to becoming, you know, an NCAA Division III provisional member, probably is the thing that sticks with me the most. Just that in addition to how hard all the student athletes worked to get us there, because it really was a team effort, the amount of effort they put in, you know, to make us, to start laying that foundation. You know, I'm in my 30th year right now as serving as an athletic director. Really, this is all I know. I mean, this is what I've done since I graduated college, to be involved in collegiate athletics. You know, one of the keys, one of the things I think that's really interesting about this job is that though, you know, myself or anybody else in these positions continues to get a year older every year, the kids stay the same age. You know, so it really does keep you young and get a chance to be around a bunch of vibrant, energetic individuals that just kind of keep you thriving and keep you interested in what you do. I think anytime you're recognized for your efforts and achievements, it's a special day. But for me, this award in particular really means that those 3 years that I spent at Deauville were impactful in helping build the foundation, you know, that Deauville Athletics is on today. And to see what that program has become, you know, thinking back to what we had back in 1996 and to where that program is now, what the, you know, the university has turned it into, you know, back from the Deauville College Spartan days to the Deauville University Saint days, you know, what a transformation. And, you know, so for me, that's where I just feel like that those 3 years were worth it. Like, you know, what we did helped get them to where they are now. Yeah, I mean, during the time at Deauville, I mean, obviously, you know, Robert Murphy was the vice president for student affairs, who I reported up through. Sister Denise was the president at that time. Debbie Owens, who worked in student affairs. Tony Spina, who I got a really nice relationship with. He was the director of student activities at that point, and actually was the person who was the chairman of my hiring committee. And to this day, never forget when I asked the question on the interview, what's the U-Build affiliation? I'm trying to figure out, back then the internet wasn't a big thing, right? Since 1996, I'm trying to figure out stuff about the U-Build, and to this day, I'll never forget when he said, we're independent, kind of like Notre Dame. And I'll never let him forget that. Tony became the best man at my wedding, and, we've stayed in contact now for, 25 years, and, those four really from the U-Build side were very, very impactful for me, and, but obviously, my wife and kids, what they've done, putting up with my career choice for the last 30 years, and this is a job that you don't need to be a rocket scientist to be an athletic director, but you better be ready to give up a lot of time, and, so a lot of weekends, a lot of nights, and so I appreciate, what they've been through, and to put up with that, and to be part of this to allow me to be successful. I really want to thank the U-Build. Honestly, I was able to grow there so much as a professional. I was coming off my first job from 92 to 96 down in Olean, New York at Jamestown Community College, and moving on to U-Build to the four-year ranks and getting an opportunity just to build a program from nothing, and being allowed to have the ability to do that, to manage people, to be trusted. I think that really helped my professional growth, and then again to see where it is today, and just to thank them for remembering me now,